Welcome back to the Kaufman Show. We are now joined by one of our favorite Montreal Expos of all time. Without any further ado, let's just bring him in. Hello, Delino Deshields. Good evening. How are you?
How you doing?
We're very good. We've had the opportunity tonight to speak with Sharon Robinson, and I'd love to get your thoughts on what Jackie Robinson means to you.
Of course, he meant a great deal. His legacy and just him being the pioneer that he was, it meant a lot. I can't speak for everybody, but to me in particular, it meant a lot.
Was it the kind of thing that you embraced even more, knowing the history of Robinson and Montreal and having come up through the Montreal system?
Well, yeah. For those reasons, like you just said, it kind of felt like I was walking in his steps a little bit, especially playing in Montreal and then getting to play, for the Dodgers and play at Dodger Stadium. And, it just kind of felt like I was walking in his steps a bit, and like I said, it just means a great deal to me.
How have you tried to continue to carry Jackie's legacy forward?
Once upon a time, when I played, I tried to do it in my own way. I did it, by pulling my socks up back in 1991, way before, it was a fashion statement or whatever it is, or a trend or anything. I was doing it from my heart back then, just trying to get guys to be aware, not only of Jackie, but just of the whole Negro League legacy. A lot of guys who paved the way for us. It wasn't just Jackie. Jackie gets a lot of the credit, of course, but there was a lot of guys who sacrificed so that African Americans could play this game that we love.
Delino, Sharon Robinson expressed some disappointment in the lack of, or the decrease in African Americans in the major leagues right now. She said there's a 10% decrease, also in leadership roles. What are your feelings on that?
Well, I agree with Sharon. I think that Jackie, would be disappointed right now if he were here with us today. I don't know. Like I said, I can't speak for him, but I doubt that this is what he envisioned, when he was going through all this. And the numbers have decreased a lot over the years, and we all have our reasons and all for that. We can go on and on. That's probably a whole nother show, but. I have to say, I have to agree with Sharon on that point. I think Jackie would be really disappointed if he were here today with the way things are right now.
I'd like to pick up on that, actually, for a couple of minutes, if you don't mind, Delino. I guess it's a bit of a counterbalance, because one of the things that we did get to talk about with Mrs. Robinson today was politics. And, of course, how Jackie would feel seeing an African-American in the White House. Now, do you think that there's an issue, that the issue of race is pretty much at the same level that it was?
Yeah, I think it's probably worse right now, actually. Even though we have Barack Obama in the White House, and, that's a great accomplishment as well. But overall, for the African-American community, I think things are pretty bleak right now. You know what I mean? It's not looking good. And, like I said, I'm going to keep it on the baseball subject. You know what I mean? I'm not going to get into the politics of it. But, for me, it's like baseball mirrors corporate America to me. Americans, the big thing with the election this year is where are the jobs? You know what I mean? It's all about the jobs. Mm-hmm. Where are the jobs? Well, the jobs are overseas. You know what I mean? Everything's made in China, or it's made in India, or made somewhere else besides the United States. And I think baseball is a mirror image of corporate America. They basically, taking a large amount of their, jobs and taking them overseas. You know what I mean? And that's made a lot of players, not just African American players, but it's made a lot of players expendable.
Yeah, well, I guess the competition is more fierce. You see a lot of players from all over the world that we didn't even see 20 years ago when you were playing.
Yeah, well, that's true, but they're spending millions of dollars, in these countries developing players as well. You know what I mean? That money's not being spent to develop, kids in urban America or in the inner cities of America. You know what I mean? And as far as I talk about the college situation a lot as well, what's going on with college baseball. There are no full rides for baseball players. I mean, I think that the landscape of college sports would look a lot different if there were no full rides for basketball and football. I doubt we would know who Michael Jordan was, or Emmitt Smith, or Deion Sanders, or a lot of guys that were able to go to college on full rides. Who come from I'm not saying that they were poor, but I doubt that their families could afford to come up with 80 or 90% of a college tuition to send them to school. So I just think that has a lot to do with it as well.
That's an absolutely fascinating point, Delino. I had not looked at it, especially. I mean, the thought of not knowing who Michael Jordan is kind of mind-boggling.
Well, I mean, like I said, if Michael Jordan wasn't, couldn't go to school on a full scholarship to North Carolina, I doubt we would know who he is today. You know what I mean? I just think that's one of the big things, in my opinion, that is contributing to that decrease in numbers.
Now, you have is it called the Urban Baseball Initiative, the organization that you started?
Well, we actually at one time we were trying to start a league. It's called the Urban Baseball League. And
is that still something that's in the works?
Well, it's still something that's very dear to my heart, because I look, it seems like every nationality has a league of their own. I mean, you go to Puerto Rico, they have the Puerto Rican League. The Dominican League, the Mexican League, and I think that everybody has a place to call their own, except for African Americans, which we did have at one time, and that's like I said, that's one of the things I have mixed emotions about the whole thing. Like I said, I love Jackie's legacy, but at the same time, I think as a community we lost a lot. When these players came into the major leagues, because at that time, the Negro Leagues fell apart. And a lot of guys that love the game and just love the game of baseball and maybe probably couldn't have played in the major leagues, but still would have had an opportunity to play the game that they love. And I think we lost that in the process.
How long till you're managing the big leagues, Delino?
I don't know. It's hard to say. You got to pay your dues down here in the minor league. So hopefully one day I'll get an opportunity. I know that I'm capable. I know the game. So it's just about right now. It's just about proving myself down here in the minor leagues and waiting for that opportunity.
When you do, Delino, I think that Jackie Robinson will be very proud.
I appreciate it.
Delino, have a great night, and we miss you up here in Montreal.